Just look around you. The face of India is changing. We're getting younger and younger, which is great news for us and the rest of the world. But do remember, death rates are plummeting. Very few children being born in developed nations, and we're still struggling with infant mortality in underdeveloped nations. Put it all together, and the world faces a very grim future. Lots and lots of work to do, and almost no skilled workers to do it. This will also be a time when we in India will become a young nation revving to go. This will be our demographic dividend. Every parent knows that raising a responsible, educated, productive youth who will contribute to the rest of the world is a tough task. Now take that and multiply that by a few million, and you'll know what we're up against.
People, if they don't have enough to do and who think they're educated, can't work back in the fields, then you will have this ticking time bomb, and the democratic dividend will not really influence India positively.
If we're going to add 5 to 7 million youth getting into the job market and we're not creating more than 1 million jobs a year, right? What are these kids going to do? Is this whole demographic dividend actually going to become a big drag?
We need breakthrough ideas, ideas which are going to completely transform the way we live.
If you take a youth and inspire him, not just by getting him excited about the future, but give him the tools of creating unhappiness, creating a vision for tomorrow, and a series of steps of how he can go from here to there, that is what aspiration increase of a youth is all about.
With its sheer size and its layers of social and economic roadblocks, any discussions about bettering India starts with a collective sigh. How can we stop the downward descent into hopelessness? This magnitude of transformation requires uprooting and changing how we think, behave, do business, learn and go about our daily lives. It requires a massive force to break all barriers. The invention of the steam engine turned the world on its head, and for the first time humans could go past their physical capabilities. Europe increased its productivity and went on to dominate the world. That was then. This is now. The internet is arguably the next biggest invention that has stormed the world, and India is looking at getting its fair share of the pie.
Digital India is the biggest transformation happening across the globe. You just imagine this. 1.25 billion Indians are empowered by giving them access to the web. Once you get access to the internet, you get access to the accumulated knowledge of humankind for 5,000 years.
A very large number of people still do not have a full clarity as to how they could use the power of digital devices to access all of this information which is easily available today. So digital literacy is critical.
So digital literacy is that one master key that can open access to everything from government schemes to options for better livelihood. How can we demystify technology and make sure everyone is able to use it? This, it turns out, would require a slew of innovative ideas and a simple formula.
If you inspire somebody to do 3 things, the first is create unhappiness with status quo. You have to be extremely unhappy with where you are. Second is to create a vision for tomorrow which is so compelling that people will jump out of the bed and go work for that aspiration because it's very big. And third is the patience to go through the point A, which is where you are unhappy, to point B, where it is very exciting.
3 years back, we Intel started an initiative called National Digital Literacy Mission with partners across India. The government got involved very strongly. After a point, they said, you know what, this is brilliant. We love what you guys are doing. If you're okay with it, we're going to take this program and run with it. Now, that was the best thing that could have happened.
पहले इनको कंप्यूटर के बारे में जानकारी ही नहीं थी इनको नहीं पता था कि क्या कीपैड है, माउस क्या है, सेव कैसे करते हैं, कट को पेस्ट कैसे करते हैं, कंप्यूटर पर कैसे काम कर पाते हैं। 2014 में हम लोग एक प्रोग्राम में गए थे दिल्ली। वहाँ इंटेल से हम लोग जुड़े और उनकी तकनीक का इस्तेमाल किया और लोगों को कंप्यूटर सिखाना शुरू किया।
मेल बनानी किस को मेल पर आईडी बनानी।
हम बहुत सारे लोगों को सिखा पाते हैं, उनको सर्टिफिकेट प्रोवाइड करा पाते हैं, नई तकनीक का यूज कर पाते हैं।
ये सब आपको पता चलेगा।
अभी तक 70,000 के आसपास इस छात्रों को हम लोगों ने डिजिटल साक्षर किया है।
In education, there are two components. The first component is the regulatory aspect. The course, the curriculum, number of hours, pedagogy, exams, UGC and all that mess, all right? Then there's a learning aspect. Teaching, how do people learn? Okay? How is the interaction between the student and the teacher?
We need to skill 250 million people in the next 5 years. And this is not going to be addressed by traditional means of chalk and talk or just classroom-based training.
How do we teach our people the application of knowledge rather than the knowledge itself? And therefore, how can the teaching, the course material be the same, but more applied knowledge on the same course material?
It's not about computer literacy. There's a big difference there. It's about training them how to use the technology, whether it's computers, their phones or tablets or whatever, but training them to use the technology so that they can improve their livelihood.
मैंने 10वीं तक पढ़ा है, वो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल था हमारा। उसके बाद मैंने पढ़ाई छोड़ दी, कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आ गई, तो उसके बाद मैंने बहुत सारे काम किए। मैंने लाल चौक में एक बुक शॉप पे भी काम किया है। तो उसके बाद मैंने पश्मीने का काम सीखा, उसमें 1 साल लग गया मुझे सीखने में। मतलब 2-3 साल मुझे ऐसे ही चले गए। उसके बाद मुझे एक पड़ोसी आया, उसने बताया आप खानियार में जाओ, वहाँ पे हॉस्पिटैलिटी का कोर्स करा रहे हैं। तो मैं गया वहाँ पे देख, तो उन्होंने हमें हॉस्पिटैलिटी का ये पढ़ाया, क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता है, और इंटेल कोर ये कंप्यूटर के बारे में जानकारी दे दी। हमें पता ही नहीं था क्या है क्या नहीं है, फर्स्ट टाइम देखा है हमने। पहले दिन तो हमें वो कर्सर भी हाथ में नहीं आया, बहुत मेहनत करी पड़ी। तो उसके बाद उन्होंने हमें जॉब प्लेसमेंट दे दी। कंप्यूटर के बगैर अधूरी ज़िंदगी है। 75% इससे आज मतलब काम चलता है। इंसान तो आज कुछ नहीं कर पाता है, इसके बगैर तो कुछ नहीं होगा। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, अगर हमारी सिस्टम बैठ गया, बिलिंग बैठ गई, हमें पता नहीं 4-5 फॉलोअप लेने हैं, तब जाके हम मैनुअल बिलिंग कर सकते हैं। ऐसे हम मैनुअल बिलिंग नहीं कर सकते, बहुत सारी दिक्कत होती है। फिलहाल हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ मेहनत कर रहे हैं, देखेंगे कहाँ तक पहुँचेंगे इससे।
In teaching, there is a huge crisis there. Teachers aren't educated enough pre-service. So in the teaching programs itself, there's a huge crisis.
If you are an educational institution, start thinking about how am I going to digitally transform myself.
बच्चे का माइंड जो है वो काफ़ी हद तक डिजिटल हो गया है। तो ऐसे में अगर क्लासरूम के अंदर भी थोड़ा बहुत अगर हम आईसीटी को, कंप्यूटर टेक्नोलॉजी को ले आएँ, तो काफ़ी हद तक हम बच्चे के लर्निंग स्टाइल को के साथ कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। ये 5 दिन की ट्रेनिंग्स होती हैं और इन ट्रेनिंग्स में हम लोग एक तो MS ऑफिस, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ऑफिस कैसे टाइपिंग कर सकते हैं, कैसे लेटर बना सकते हैं, कैसे सर्टिफिकेट बना सकते हैं, एक्सेल पे बजट कैसे आप बना सकते हैं, कैसे अपनी रिजल्ट शीट डेवलप कर सकते हैं टीचर्स, पावर पॉइंट पे कैसे आप अपना टॉपिक तैयार करके किस तरह से बच्चों के सामने प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं। फिर इंटरनेट का पोर्शन के गूगल सर्च, गूगल ड्राइव, जीमेल, स्काइप, वीडियो कॉलिंग, ये सारी चीज़ें हम लोग इसमें कवर करते हैं। इसके लिए आपको स्काइप में रिचार्ज कराना पड़ता है, तो वो तो अलग है, लेकिन अगर आप स्काइप पर इनिशियली तो हम पर्सनल यूज़ के लिए स्टार्ट करते हैं टीचर्स का, फिर धीरे धीरे उसको एजुकेशन के साथ कनेक्ट करते जाते हैं ट्रेनिंग्स का। लेकिन उसी स्काइप का यूज़ कैसे अपने प्रोफेशन में कर सकती हैं, उसको हम थोड़ा सा और समझने की कोशिश करेंगे।
घर में कभी ऐसे बच्चों के साथ बैठे बच्चों ने भी मम्मा हटो तुमसे नहीं होगा, वैसे वो चीज़ कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं था। लेकिन शिवाइल सर की ट्रेनिंग जिस दिन फर्स्ट डे स्टार्ट हुई तो उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से बोला कि ठीक है, म्यूज़िक सिस्टम ऑपरेट करते हो आप, मोबाइल ऑपरेट करते हो आप, सब कुछ करते हो ना, पहले से आपको आता था? तो मैंने कहा नहीं, स्मार्टफोन है आपके पास। यस आई हैव। तो उन्होंने बोला बस जैसे आपने उसको ऑपरेट किया वैसे ही आपको आ जाएगा। तो वो एक कॉन्फिडेंस जो आ गया है तो मज़ा आ रहा है सीखने में। मतलब अभी स्पेशली मुझे उन ग्रामीण बच्चों को इंग्लिश बहुत मजबूत हो गई, आपको बताऊं तो इंग्लिश के टर्म्स बहुत यूज़ होते हैं, तो उनका प्रोनाउंसिएशन, फोनेटिक्स में मैंने लेसन प्लान बनाया है, पिक्चर से उसको कोरिलेट करके देखते हैं और किसी थीम को ज़्यादा उनका कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होता है। चीज़ों को लेक्चर मैथड से और ब्लैक बोर्ड से उतना अच्छा हम उनको नहीं क्लियर कर पाते थे।
इस इंटर ट्रेनिंग का अगर सबसे बड़ी खूबी ये कहे तो इसने हमें चस्का लगाया, इसने ललक पैदा की कि हम अब इसके साथ अपनी चीज़ों को प्रेजेंट कर सकें।
The major feedback of this program was that within those 5 days, the participants who never touched even keypad, you know, on the 4th day, 5th day, they were almost like 50-60% operative on, with technology.
भारतीय संविधान का निर्माण कब किया गया, लागू कब किया?
For people of my generation and even the ones before us, school was a very different beast. The way we were taught, the way the teachers encouraged it, you had to mug things up. When I look back, I can't really blame them because once you got out of school, you had two options: crack a competitive exam or get a seat in a decent university.
Luckily, things are changing. Innovative solutions in education are helping children today grasp complex concepts. For once, they really understand what they are studying.
If I can't learn the way you teach, why don't you teach the way I can learn?
Very good. Now how many are there? One.
Every child has a certain predisposition towards learning that way, and that's essentially what we're trying to do. We're trying to give tools to the children, we're trying to give avenues for the children to exploit how they want to learn or how they are able to learn, and that's what we're trying to do. A huge percentage of the classroom does not respond to traditional chalk and talk teaching. Children have different learning styles. Some children learn by looking, some learn by listening, and many others learn by moving. So the most important thing about our games is that they're movement based. No keyboard, no mouse, no touch. Whatever the child does physically, the games respond and react to that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Now, because this is a game for children, naturally there are elements over here which appeal to them. So Kaju and the alligator react to how they are basically playing the game.
I want to ask Kaju that I can play all his games.
While playing a game, while having fun, children can learn in amazing ways and they can do so much more.
Every year, lakhs of students converge from all parts of the country to little pockets in cities and towns where they hope to get better facilities to prepare for competitive exams.
आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
झारखंड से।
मैं दिल्ली से बिलोंग करता हूँ।
एटा यूपी।
बरेली यूपी से। कानपुर से।
हरियाणा। मैं गया बिहार से।
हरियाणा से।
झारखंड से।
मेरठ यूपी।
उत्तराखंड से।
Higher education opportunities are limited, the options are limited. It all boils down to say 300 people aspiring for one IIT seat, or thousands of people aspiring for a few Delhi University seats.
So the website will be both for the mobile website and for the desktop.
For the somewhat uniquely Indian problem, the solutions too had to be Indian.
I grew up in a place which all over UP. Luckily for me, I was able to crack good examinations. But a lot of my friends, family members also, extended family members, suffered because the ability for them to be able to reach out and get good quality content was never there. We kept it very, very simple. We made the platform a very easy, intuitive platform wherein people could download the app absolutely free. They could browse most of the content absolutely free on the platform. They could practice for tests. They could ask us questions. They could discuss questions individually with each other. And then finally go as a confident person when they are appearing for government-oriented tests. So far the reality is that Indian websites have only been in English, and almost 85% plus of the Indian population can't access these sites because they're not very comfortable in that language. That was a neglected part, so we said we have to ensure that day zero we have to be in the language of the people. At Online Tayari, we are now surrounded by excellent guys who are working in cutting edge problems like natural language processing, multilingual display panels, content automation, which is solving the problem for people and publishers across the world in a very uniquely Indian manner. And all these are problems we built grounds up by our team at Online Tayari.
Digital interventions of these kinds mean that the day of the examination doesn't have to be that gut-wrenching, soul-crushing, one-day event that determines your fate. Education, in fact, has become a prime example of digital disruption. There was a time when how old your school or college was mattered. Today, students have everything from online videos to MOOCs or massive online open courses to learn. Instead of the obligatory syllabus that needs to be covered, people are co-creating knowledge, and the world's best teachers and their lectures are available at the click of a button. Yet, there is one question that still seeks answers.
How innovative are we? To a large number of researchers in India, their problems really originate from international journals. They see what is being done elsewhere and then try to do that. Unless we identify very basic fundamental problems which others have not done, we won't become leaders. We will be followers.
Far away from the madness of examinations and the debate about their need, simple digital innovations are changing the course of lives one click at a time.
Abbas came to Helen Keller Institute when he was, I think, 6 years old, and today he's 34. It was a long journey. So we trained him on computers. Even before getting him onto the computer, we gave him the language skills. So after the language skill, we trained him on manual typewriter so that he gets familiar with the computer keys, and then he was put onto the computer. Power Brailler. It's a refreshable braille keyboard where whatever you type or whatever you read from the screen comes line by line in braille, and with that they can touch and feel what they are typing or what the opposite person is typing or what he has said. Even if they go outside and if they have to go and communicate with the outside world, with the use of the gadget which is called Power Brailler, which comes in various sizes nowadays, so which can be attached to a phone also, so he can type and express him with the opposite person wherever he is. Maybe 3-4 years before, I don't think anybody could communicate to him unless he is aware of the tactile sign language. When I mean tactile, because they are deaf, blind, unless you touch their hand and pass on the signs, they won't be able to understand what you want to communicate. So this technology innovation which has happened through this Power Brailler, which you have seen, has given them immense potential to communicate with the outside world. And he being digital, I think, has helped him a lot. And he travels every day from Jogeshwari to Baikala after changing trains at Dadar.
Digital literacy is that one thread that can bring our nation together. That's when those that were left behind can finally come forward. That's when those that have the aspiration and the desire to be more can actually make it all come true. That's when the drums of our nation will finally beat together and play a whole new tune.
In every family, if at least one person is digitally literate, and that person and that family is going to be demanding more applications digitally delivered, it will then be up to the banks, up to the industries, up to the educational institutions, up to any kind of product and service provider to see that they are able to deliver to their demands.
We have to build a great country for our children. We have to build a great country for our students. So when they come up, their life becomes easier, they can do things much better. They should not suffer. And the suffering is unnecessary.